that you've seen on Instagram. It's very, YouTube. It is very, very dark in here. I do have a few lights on because as you all know, I'm doing this full renovation. So I'm sorry if the lighting is not perfect, but I've had so many questions about this, just as, you know, how am I doing it? When did I start? How much does it cost? I mean, there is just so many things involved in doing a renovation of this scale. So I thought I'm going to come on here, explain a few things, and you can all watch this at a later date, of course, because I am going to keep all of this on here. So we are definitely getting there. My dream was to do a pink shop, and as many of you know, I really couldn't afford, you know, the hefty rents that all of the other places were, you know, trying to charge $50,000 and more for a year. So this is actually a single car garage, which is on our property, but luckily for us, we have two driveways. So one driveway now will be designated for the shop, and the other driveway is going to be designated just for us. And as I did say, for anyone coming on, I'm sorry for the lighting. I'm actually in the shop now that is being built. And lots of people are saying, oh my goodness, you still got heaps to do. We have, but we will definitely be open on the 9th of December. That's Aussie times, of course. So I think we're going to do a grand opening 10 a.m. to about 4 p.m. I think. So it's going to be within that time, and we'll give away lots of stuff. We'll give away some soap samples and things like that, so people can come and see what we're doing. But I thought today I'll answer a few questions. So the number one question is, people have asked me, you know, how much did it actually cost, or does it cost to do something like this? For us, it definitely cost more than we thought. We were hoping to do this at about a $2,000 budget. That was our original plan. Honestly, it's come at around the $5,000 now, and that's luckily for me. I have a son that's a roof tiler that has done that for free. My father-in-law is an owner builder, so he's actually built a huge home himself in the past, and my husband's an engineer, so I do have lots of great skills. And my other daughter, she actually owns a professional beambox laser cutting machine, so she's helped me with some decorations that are going to go in here, like I have the spinny racks, so she's actually created love heart acrylic pieces that are going in the top of that will spin with it, so that people will be able to see prices and things like that. So I am really lucky, but honestly, if you had a builder doing this, I think this would be $40,000 to $45,000 because it's been a huge build. Like I said, we didn't pay that. We definitely don't have that sort of money. And basically, as you can see, like if I kind of spin around a bit, and you can see the roof, and we're just where, if you can see just behind my head, which is kind of in this direction just behind me here, that's going to be the door, so that will be cut out. That this weekend my father-in-law is coming again to help, so we should have totally finished the plastering, and the pink walls will be painted probably Sunday, I'm thinking at this stage, and all the door frames and everything will go in. This weekend, air conditioner is also going in, and all of the down lights on the roof are going to go in. So they're already installed. They've just got to have the holes cut once it's all, you know, finished plastering and so on. So yeah, so basically that's pretty much what we've done. But this was an old garage, and what we ended up doing is we couldn't just, because it's like a Besser block, it wasn't even like normal plaster, so we couldn't even use it like that. We literally had to do frames, like a whole new, like a housing frame within the shed that's already here. So, and I'm going to spin around so you can see how ugly it was. So if you can see how beautiful all the new plaster is, and now let me spin around this way. Can you see that disgusting old door? That's literally how bad the old you know, like this old place was. So it was really horrible. And I said to my husband, look at that old disgusting thing. I can't do that. But this house is over 70 years old. It's a really old home. And we've just, like I said, taken the single garage, which is not really, it is kind of on the house, but it's right to the side. So it's quite a distance. So it's really good. And then we've left that, but that's going to have a door going over the top of that door, like a false door. and it will actually help with the heating and everything. And we've put extra insulation, like there's 2 lots of insulation in here, like double insulation in some parts, because that's going to help with the products, because obviously I have soap and lotions and things like that in here. So if I go around this way, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing, this wall, this big long wall here that you can see, that's going to have 4 massive big long sort of shelving units to the roof. In that they're white with like a pink bulkhead. And then if I go to this side here, this is going to have small, it's sort of going to have like small shelving with mirrors here. And this wall here, eventually behind me, we're going to have a window in it, but for now it has to be boxed up. Because we can't get the window because of supply issues. So we've had heaps of supply issues. Even with plastering, we couldn't get the normal large sized plastering. So sadly, we had to get the small one and have heaps of joins. And I don't know whether you can see kind of on the roof, but lots and lots of joins on the roof because we had no options. That's pretty much all we can do. And we've done it really, really cheap. So all the doors, even the door frames that you can see behind me just there, that door frame is like $67. So, oh my God, I mean, seriously, I feel like an absolute cheapskate, but let's be honest, you just got to do what you can. So yeah, so that's literally what we've done. Like I said, we had to build frames in here. I had to build extra frames on the roof because this was a typical garage, old-fashioned one. It had like a big sort of roof like this, the sort of teepee roof. And then we had to box that in as well. So it's been crazy. And and that's another question people have asked of the size of it. So it's roughly, I think if I'm right, it's like 5 meters long by 2.9 meters across. So it's not big at all. But if you're a soaper or a candle maker, it's more than enough just as, for products. So it's literally just kind of a little desk at the back, and then it's literally just products in here. And it will go really good because it will be like my Sunday chats will be done in here. So I'll be able to get things and show everyone how they're done, or labeling and things like that. And then, of course, I do have my studio, which is still at the back where I'll make things. And then in the back part of my house, the back room, that's where I actually store lots of things as well. So if I buy in bulk, I store in there. And, a lot of my children, they've all left home now because they're in their, mid to late 20s and in their 30s as well. My oldest daughter's 31. So lots of them have left home. They've been married and whatever else and had children. So we do have the spare room, luckily. But yeah, so that's exactly what's happening. We still have to put the cornice up as well. So every night we are in here until about 9 or 10 at night, sanding it. And and look, let's be honest, I am no plasterer, but my husband, myself, and one of my daughters, we've all been in here plastering. So I do sort of know a little bit about plastering. I'm no expert, that's for sure, but I have done it once before. So look, for me, I'm like, if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. That's life, We're just trying our best on a really minimal budget. But if we needed to get, plasterers in, roof tilers in, builders for framework in, it would just be out of our reach. We just wouldn't, we wouldn't financially be able to do this. But like I said, luckily my father-in-law has actually built a house before, and my husband, being an engineer, is extremely meticulous. So I am really lucky. And before we started this, it was probably, I'm going to say, 3 months of just planning, maybe even more. It was quite a number of months planning, and we looked at lots of avenues, like, can we get a shop? Then we also looked at, sort of being in like a marketplace, so hiring a shelf in a shop. And my daughter actually did do that because many of you know she has an earring company. She hired a shelf, but it ended up being really expensive. Like, she actually made no money. So, and she ended up paying like $500 a month, and then she was only selling like $100 a week. So as she said, that doesn't add up. It's no money. So it was really, really hard. But I just hope that, that lots of you can gain some inspiration out of seeing me do this, and just realize that, you can do it. I mean, just ask around, ask your friends. If you can't afford to pay people, I mean, obviously you need some professionals. There are some certain professionals that you do need. As I said, my son, is a roof tiler, and we wanted to make sure that the old tiles were secure. So he literally redid the roof. That would have been thousands of dollars to pay somebody for that, and I think it cost us like $90 in materials, and he pretty much did the rest. So and like I said, and then all the other things. And my father-in-law, for a job after, building, he used to install roller doors, and he also used to install air conditioners. So he can do that as well. So that's very handy. And I was so lucky, as a present for me, working hard. He knows how hard I've worked for this. So he actually came and was very sweet and gave me a brand new air conditioner that he bought for me. So I really do feel very grateful, and just so lucky. So anyway, you can do it, everyone. That's what I just wanted to come on here and say, and give you a little update that we are definitely getting there. I promise you, we are getting there. This is very exciting, and I can't wait to see, where it's going to take me. And you know what, even if you build something like this and you get nobody coming in, it doesn't matter. I mean, if that's success for you to build this for yourself, even just to do videos in, then that's great, isn't it? I mean, that's what I keep saying. There's nothing we can do. You just got to try and find your own route to success, and success to me may mean something different to somebody else. And I don't sell thousands of dollars of products either. Everyone, I say this all the time, but it's all about just doing your own thing, and I just do my own race anyway. But I am loving doing this sort of side of it. And I know we're going to be super proud when it's all done. And you'll easily be able to know where to come when you come in, because it'll be a bright pink door. You can't miss it. So that's basically what it is. You do need to ask your council, but you can definitely do this depending on the area you're in. I know there's a lot of stipulations. So in other words, like, I couldn't have this as a shop and just sell like heaps of different giftwares, for instance. So things that I sell here have to be things I make. So that was the difference. And I know a lot of people that have a farm, it has to be something that you're making on the farm. So for instance, you can't go to a wholesale market and just buy a pottery plate and sell that. Because then you need to zone this retail to do that. So that's the difference. It's kind of, there's a few tricky things involved in it. And sometimes, your council just need to know about it. But, like, I'm not a legal expert, just go and ask. But if you Google it, you'll be able to see you're definitely allowed to do many different businesses at home. If you're renting, you do need to ask your landlord, and you would need permission. But luckily for us, we own this. So, and it's just a small little country home. So it's not in the city or anything. We're way out regional. So things may be different for us compared to if you're in the city as well. But anyway, like I said, we came up with this idea because in the town I'm in, during COVID, all of the huge businesses started buying all the shops out and leasing them out. They were paying twice the amount that I could afford to pay. So I knew I was never getting a shop in the main street here. I just knew straight away after looking at a couple, and I was told really bluntly from the real estates that all the big businesses are coming here and I can't compete with that because I'm too small. So that was fine. Then I was like, okay, this is my only other option left at this stage. And of course, as you all know, I do have the conference and I do have Nelson Soapery. So, it's a big thing, but I do love what I do. So if you love it, you just find a way around it. There's always a way, like find a solution. If you can't afford something or something's not working, just find another alternative. And in the start, look, I did every market you can think of. I did the markets, I did selling in person, online, Etsy. I've tried it all. I've tried everything that everyone's done. But look, I'm sure that, yeah, actually just dropped my coffee. Wow, I told you, so this has been a crazy day. That's fine, I'll pick it up in a second. Oh my goodness, see, lives, you know, it's always a boo-boo going live, isn't there? I mean, oh my goodness, and this tripod is sitting on the ladder. I mean, my husband is going to burst out laughing when he sees it. I mean, he knows, he's just, I mean, look, anyway, you've got to laugh, don't you? But I've got to go and clean this up, I think. But hopefully, like I said, you've enjoyed a little bit of an update, what I'm up to. And of course, now there's more for me to clean up. Luckily, there is no floor down yet. It is just the total flat floor. But of course, we're going to change all of that as soon. I know lives happen, Pam. I mean, you've got to laugh. My husband's going to say, oh my goodness, I can't believe it, you know. And as you know, I keep it real. I mean, it's no good pretending. I mean, I could have just said, oh, I'll drop some. But, you know, I like to be honest and say it as it is. So we've kept it real today. Accidents have happened. And I will go and clean that up. But you will definitely see some more beautiful pink things coming in the next few days. So I'm going to see you all then. All right, bye, friends. Bye. I've got to clean up.